Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lelane Bezuidenhout, the CEO of the Financial Planning Institute. So earlier this morning, we had a live session on Finfluencers with an audience of young people. So why Finfluencers? Well, FPI proudly supports Global Money Week 2025. So Global Money Week is an initiative by OECD, and OECD shortly stands for the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, in short, OECD. Now, OECD has been running this initiative, if I'm not mistaken, for almost 12 years now already, with millions of children across about 176 countries globally for the past 12 years benefiting from the programs that we run. So yes, OECD, here's a shout out from the Financial Planning Institute in Southern Africa. So the purpose of this recording is, in case you did not join the live session, to quickly for you to still benefit from the recap that we've had. So if you bear with me, I will quickly share the presentation with you and take you through some of the concept that we have shared with our live audience today. So if we then jump straight into the presentation, what is a finfluencer? We are talking about a finfluencer today. It's two words coming together. It's a financial influencer. And if you put those two together, it's a finfluencer. So that's what it basically means. So, in short, what do they do? While a finfluencer offer investment tips, promotions, and often lack formal qualifications, they're very popular under the younger generations, specifically Gen Z. In other words, the Zoomers and the millennials, but more so the Zoomers. The Zoomers have been working for some time, and I think the oldest millennial at this point in time is in their 40s already. And then you'll find that people or audiences that listens to the finfluencers sometimes form a parasocial relationship with the finfluencer. So what is a parasocial relationship? Well, let's unpack it. That happens when an audience creates a psychological attachment to the finfluencers, in this case, the media finfluencer. And despite limited or no interaction with the finfluencer, followers experience or develop illusions of intimacy, friendship, and even identification with the influencer. So you have no idea who this person is. So let's quickly look at what does a influencer look like? What do they sound like? And I profusely apologize in advance for one or two of the strong words that are used in this recording, but it's for you to understand and to identify the moment that you see a finfluencer. This is what a finfluencer look like and sound like most of the time.
Do you have an LLC?
No, man. Why do I need the other?
There's a lot of terrible financial advice online, but I think this video takes the number one place. Now, normally I'm not the one to call people out on their BS, but this video is absolutely ridiculous, so I have to say something. This guy is going around telling people to open a personal business, then take out a $60,000 loan and invest it into crypto. This is basically no better than taking out a $60,000 loan to go to the casino and put it all on red. Now, his excuse is that the loan is 0% interest, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to pay back the loan at the end of the 12-month period. Bitcoin is down 15% in the last 5 days, and Ethereum is down 28%. So if you had to pay back your loan right now, you'd be absolutely fucked. He also mentioned that a billionaire took a $525 million loan to buy crypto. But what he didn't mention is that the guy took the loan from his company, which was worth $27.5 billion, which would be the same thing as someone with a $500,000 net worth taking a $10,000 loan. Please do not listen to everything you see on the internet. And if you want to learn how to actually manage your money properly, then follow me for more content.
Now, Massa enjoyed this video a lot, especially the comments. So he is calling out the advice that the person received, and he's saying, watch out for the online, but don't follow that person, follow me. Now, my question is, this person that says, don't follow that person, follow me, what is this person's qualification? And do they actually have the experience to talk to you about very complex investments? So have a look at some of the comments. I must say, I like the one where they talk about lucky, where they say a good education and understanding helps, but many times luck has been a very big component. Now, investments, remember, this is where reward and risk comes together. You can never manage all the risk out of an investment. and you need to understand the bull market. A bull market, think of a bull, the horns is up, so the market is up. A bear market, well, think of a bear. The claws of the bear is showing down, so the markets are down. You need to understand the difference between these various markets, and you need to actually understand a few very complex calculations to understand investments overall. There's a lot of complexity around it. So we'll talk a little bit more about why Finfluencers are risky. So I really enjoyed this video just for you to see what a Finfluencer maybe look and sound like. Well, the next question is, why are Finfluencers so popular then? Well, it's accessible. They're very engaging. They're very entertaining. They're very relatable. They have all the lights, the camera, the action that comes with the high levels of energy. You know, it just, everything is there and you really want to listen. It's entertaining. There's a big difference between entertainment and actually solid financial professional advice. Also, they appeal to younger investors due to the ease of access in the very informal style. And herein lies a very big risk. They offer free advice and instant content. So why? What's the danger of free advice? Well, number one, it lacks regulatory oversight. Many Finfluencers operate without formal financial education or training, where they tried to influence people and misleading people into supporting the product that they are maybe being paid for to push on social media. And they sometimes oversimplify very complex topics like we spoke about. So instant content often lacks the depth that you really need to address complex financial decisions and potentially leading especially young people to make uninformed or very risky choices. Promotional bias. So what is a bias? A bias is when I have a special preference for something regardless of the taking care of somebody else's needs or putting their interests first. So a promotional bias here is where most of the influencers are actually paid to promote whatever they are promoting. And there's also hidden agenda. So some influencers are paid, like I said, to promote the products that they actually talk about. The encouragement of risky behavior. This is where the influencer will say to you, this is once in a lifetime. This is never going to happen in your life again. Invest now. Click on the button here. If you click here, it will take you there. Invest right now. You're going to miss out. All your friends are doing it. Why are you still sitting, not figuring out what you want to do? So it's very risky behavior. And there's also really no accountability. Remember, influencers are not really regulated in territories, which is why it's high on the radar of IHOSCO. Who's IHOSCO? Well, IHOSCO is the International Organization of Security Commission. In short, IOSCO, and this is where all the commissioners sits on an organization in South Africa from the Financial Sector Conduct Authority. That person is Unati Kamlana. So yeah, there's no accountability that comes in, and there's a false sense of expertise. And what I want to do today is to encourage you to always apply critical thinking. Always apply critical thinking and use a certified financial planner. A certified financial planner, I am one, which is why I'm wearing my pin for you today. It's taken me about 7 years. You study for about 4 to 5 years. You still need to obtain the experience through integrated work learning experience. And then your journey starts in becoming a professional. So it does take time to be a certified financial planner, just as it takes time to become a doctor, a surgeon. Imagine you walk into a doctor's office who's a general practitioner who's just started. They're not really a specialist, and they say, you know what? I've actually watched a YouTube video last night on how to do open brain surgery. I believe I'm qualified to do open brain surgery on your brain right now using these tools. Let's go for it. Are you going to go for it? No, you're not going to go for that, because you need to verify the experience, and you need to make sure that the person can actually, that there's testimonies of somebody that actually survived the person's operation, not using these things that I have in my hand. So so be careful, use critical thinking when you work with influencers. If we then look at the platforms, where do we find influencers? Well, they are on TikTok, Telegram, IG, which is Instagram. They are on YouTube. They're on X, and this is not a medical emergency, but it's X, the new or the old, let's say, Twitter, Elon Musk's platform. So this is where you will find a Finfluencer, but there's also other platforms. Not everybody has access to a laptop, a lot of data, and a lot of electronic equipment. They sometimes only have access to only a smartphone. So there you will find that Finfluencers are using WhatsApp, for instance. They will use different online platforms. They will make use of podcasts or vodcasts, LinkedIn. They will make use of Reddit, and they will make use of Discord. Now, Discord, for the serious gamers out there, this is a platform where real-time chat and community takes place around specific financial interest. But this is also where a group of young people, well, not necessarily young, it's anybody that is on that platform, maybe playing a specific game, and you'll be different people from across the globe, from New Zealand to South Africa to America, somebody in Washington, maybe somebody in London, across the globe, maybe somebody in Russia, coming together and having conversations, people you don't know. So Discord is a platform where influencers are also playing these days. Snapchat and then WeChat. WeChat is especially popular in regions like China for sharing financial content. So this is more of the less traditional Finfluencer platform, but the Finfluencers are still in these platforms. You may know of other platforms as well. I'm just really highlighting the most commonly used platforms by Finfluencers. Now, the risk of Finfluencer advice, we spoke about that already. It's hidden marketing. There's a conflict of interest that comes in. There's a lack of regulation, and the Finfluencers often, if not most of the time, lack the necessary skills or do not have the necessary qualification to actually give you the advice that they give you. And then also the potential for misinformation and scams. So let's then talk about the favorite. What is the Finfluencer's favorite? Well, crypto assets. You'll find that a lot of the Finfluencers will talk about crypto assets, and crypto assets is not a regulated financial asset in a lot of territories. In South Africa, the country that I am from, crypto asset is already a regulated financial product, but there still is a lot that we all need to learn and understand about cryptos. We need to understand what decentralized finance is, non-fungible tokens. What is the difference between crypto assets versus cryptocurrencies? There's a big difference. A cryptocurrency is, for instance, in South Africa, our very own Reserve Bank has digital currency, which is different to fiat, which is fiat currency that's in your wallet. So that is a digital currency. And then we look at crypto assets. I've already spoken about various like Bitcoin, non-fungible tokens, digital art, etc., etc. I've heard somewhere that Johnny Depp actually has his own digital art as well. So many Finfluencers promote high-risk assets like cryptocurrencies, and the Gen Zs, your Zoomers, has the highest engagement with crypto, with the risks that are not always disclosed to the younger generation. So today I'm going to talk about a few of the notable crypto assets, and this is not me giving advice. This is just saying these are some of the assets out there that Finfluencers talk about. I'm not going to talk about the ones that we are mostly familiar with, like Bitcoin. I'm going to kick off with Doge. No, so Doge initially started out as a joke. Go and read up about it. So it was initially created as a joke. Dogecoin actually then gained significant attention after endorsement from celebrities like Elon Musk, leading to substantial price volatility. So what is volatility? Think of you being in a small boat on a big ocean and the waves going up and down. It's really the water splashes you up, then you're down, you're up, and then you're down. Sometimes you spill a lot of water. Sometimes a lot of water comes into your little boat. It's volatility. It's again that anaconda, that roller coaster going up, going down. You're everywhere. It's really volatile. And then Safe Moon is another one, marketed as a token with potential for high returns, always that. SafeMoon has faced scrutiny and legal challenges due to allegations of a pump and dump scheme. So in other words, you pump it into the market, but then you dump it as well. Then Save the Kids, it's otherwise known as Kids, KIDS, presented as a charity-focused token that focused on Save the Kids. That was promoted by several Finfluencers, but quickly collapsed, leading to accusations of fraud. Meme coins. Now, meme coins, this is cryptocurrencies inspired by internet memes and trends. Finfluencers have promoted various meme coins, often leading to the rapid price surges followed by sharp declines. So this is just some of the cryptos that is being promoted. Again, this is not me giving any financial advice, just creating an awareness that this is what the Finfluencers sometimes talk about. Then financial professionals, the trusted option. What do financial professionals offer? Qualified, regulated, with fiduciary responsibility. As I've said already, we are highly qualified. It took us many years to become certified financial planners. A certified financial planner provides personal long-term financial plans, and it's actually tailored and focused on client protection. A certified financial professional will also focus on a wide spectrum, starting from financial management, where the planner will help you with personal financial management strategies like budgeting, cash flow management. A financial planner will guide you and work with you on investment planning, all sorts of investments from your emergency funding, which is different from your investments. And you have various investments from saving for your children's education to planning for for retirement, or maybe planning a holiday overseas sometime. Then we also look at tax planning. A certified financial planner will help you with tax efficient strategies when you work with investments and overall financial plans. So that's tax planning. We then also look at risk planning. Your life cover. Do you have enough life cover, short-term insurance, long-term insurance, critical illness benefit, the right type of insurances for your business, key man insurance, buy and sell. So everything that has to do with risk, the risk of losing something in the form of a life or an asset. Then a financial planner then also helps you with estate planning. Now, estate planning is a very serious one for me. And for the parents online listening to this, your children, do they know what happens should you pass on? I'm going to stop for a few seconds and let you critically think about that. Many a time something happens to a family and the children are then left not knowing what to do because the parents are no longer there, because we never took the time to explain to our children where they can obtain a copy of the will, who they should speak to, who is your certified financial planner, and everything else that comes with it. And it's a very traumatic experience to actually register a death at a home affairs. That should not be left for your children to do. So make sure that you have a valid will, that your children knows who to contact should something happens to you. And it's really not good dying interstate, because that means should you have minor children, the money goes to a guardian fund and your children may be left destitute until a certain age. So please make sure that your family understands estate planning and what that means for you as a family. And who better than a certified financial planner to walk your journey across all 6 these areas with you, from financial management to asset planning, which is investment planning, retirement planning, tax planning, risk planning, and also estate planning. Very high level, the differences, the key differences between Finfluencers and financial professionals. We pretty much spoke about all these elements already. That's just me bringing it together for you on one slide. And then regulatory challenges, we spoke about that already. There's a lack of accountability. And IOSCO, as I've mentioned, brought out a beautiful paper in November 2014 where they asked, should Finfluencers be regulated or not? And they asked a few related questions. So the risk of following Finfluencers, the IOSCO paper highlights them simply in unverified advice. We spoke about that. High risk recommendations, we spoke about that. Conflict of interest, in other words, when your interest doesn't really matter, mine is more important. Fraud and scams, as well as your emotional influence. It comes with a very, very big, we spoke about that already, influence, the lights, the camera, the bells, the whistles, where the Finfluencers create trust through personal stories and lifestyle, especially lifestyle, displays. Look at my car, look at my hair, look at everything else that I have, leading consumers and the young ones to actually follow the advice without due diligence. In other words, the David Kahneman thinking system 1, system 2, system 1 and system 2, we'll talk about that in the next slide. How do I protect myself? Number one, you verify the credentials. Is the person actually qualified as an influencer to give you any form of advice? And today, I'm not saying that all influencers are bad. We actually have quite a few good influencers that's already on social media. I can think of about one or two. Propulsion goes live every Friday, where FPI talks about current warnings that came out from the FSCA. Then we also have the Rethink podcast for financial advisors, but it's not just for financial advisors. You'll find that on Spotify, and that is Derek Notman and Adam Holt, where they actually talk about financial planning, and they are both certified financial planners. And so is Francois de Toy from Propulsion as well. FPI also launched a 52-week campaign where on a weekly basis we give short tips given by FPI Finfluencers who are all certified financial planners. So what we share with you in that 1-minute video clip, you can follow us on our socials. You will see that where we share with you, depending on the theme of the month. This month, it's Human Rights Month because we have Human Rights Day on Friday in South Africa, the 21st of March, which is a public holiday. So we talk all about your human rights when it comes to financials and understanding what fraud is, financial schemes, etc. Understand the motives of the finfluencer. Always be skeptical. You can see the lady here is really thinking about it. Should I trust this advice or not? Always trust your gut. If it sounds too good to be true, it maybe is. And then conduct your own research. Please make sure that you do your own research. Take the time because it's your hard-earned money, and money is what we need to survive and plan for the future and avoid impulsive decisions. There's a book that Daniel Kahneman wrote about System 1 and System 2. And like I've said quite a few times before, System 1 is where you're not going to sit back and reflect, there's a lion. Should I think about what I'm going to do? No. If anything with teeth is chasing you, from a dinosaur to a lion, you run. That's System 1. You're not going to wait till your arm is chopped off. You're going to run. System 2 is where you sit back, you think about it, you take a sip of water, never be pressurized. If somebody pressurizes you for an answer now, your answer is always no. If you're not allowed an opportunity to think about something, your answer is no. You should be given an opportunity to think, to reflect, to do your own research, and be given time to think about any type of investment proposal that is made to you, especially by influencers. So that is just how you protect yourself. Don't be your own worst enemy by being impulsive. Always think about what your next steps are with your own money. You can also have a look at FPI's FPI My Money 123. We have a lot of financial education content available on our website. And then also who's got your back, and that's what I will end up with. Who's got your back? Is it a finfluencer or financial professional? I would say it's a financial professional because we are trained, professionally trained and regulated. Finfluencers are often accessible but unregulated. Again, caveat, I'm not saying that all finfluencers are unqualified. You need to do your homework to make sure that it's a finfluencer with the right qualifications and the right experience. And then also choose wisely and prioritize your long-term financial well-being. And then in closing, there is a QR code for you on screen that you can click on to get access to FPI My Money 123 content and also to find a financial professional in your district. With that, this is really a high level recap of what we've shared in the live session today. And I hope you've had fun. Remember to go to the OECD's website to have a look at the recording of the live launch today, and also to hear from regulators globally on what Global Money Week is all about. With that, have a wonderful day further. Goodbye.